Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm comedian Ray DeVito. I've lived in New York City for 15 years. And if I can afford to do it with the money I make, then anyone can do it. This is my guide on how to live in New York City. Okay, and here's the deal. I know I'm not the smartest. I'm a transplant from Ohio, where our state flag looks very similar to the flag of Puerto Rico. And when I first got here, I was like, wow, I have to introduce myself to all these people because there is a lot of Ohio pride here in the Bronx. First thing you gotta do is find a place to live. When I was a kid in the 90s, New York sounded dangerous. You listen to rap music like Biggie, talking about Bed-Stuy, Nas, Mobb Deep, Queensbridge, 50 Cent, Jamaica, Queens. But as an adult, I realized all they were doing was talk about how horrifying their neighborhoods were, thus keeping the rent affordable. No wonder why everyone in their neighborhood loves them. I wish I could rap and I would talk about how dangerous Astoria is, but I can't. So I don't encourage people to litter or vandalize, but if you're going to do it, please do it in my neighborhood so I could forward those pictures to my landlord, thus keeping my rent affordable. Also, your neighbors are going to be loud from time to time. Never complain. Here's what you do. You grab a beer, you go outside, and you hang out with them. Guess what? They will never be too loud again. Also, dating in New York City. Everyone goes, oh, it's gotta be great. You got so many options. Yes, thanks to Tinder, I know now how many thousands of beautiful, attractive, single women there are out there around me that have zero interest in me. Here's another thing to know about dating. Friday, most museums are half price or free. You got the Whitney Museum, the Kaufman Astoria Studio, and my favorite, the MoMA. The MoMA is the best. I don't know that much about art, but I was impressed by these 3 paintings from afar and excited when I got closer to see that I recognized the name, Picasso, which made me excited because I only know the name of like 6 artists and 4 of them are Ninja Turtles. The other one I know is Rembrandt, but if he was so good, he wouldn't have to sell toothpaste. And I just want to say shout out to the security guard, Tito, who's fantastic. He could have had me arrested. Here's a little thing about me. I've never inappropriately touched a woman, but I have inappropriately touched 3 Picasso paintings. Also, living in New York City, you're gonna need therapy. I promise you that. As a kid, you're like, therapy? The idea of paying someone $75 an hour to be your best friend sounds ridiculous. But then as an adult, you're like, okay, yeah, this definitely makes sense. Cheap therapy, you just go to a bar, buy a random guy a beer. $8 gets you a reasonably priced 25-minute session. Also, tattoos mean something. You gotta learn about tattoos. For instance, you see a guy with a teardrop tattoo, that means that he murdered someone. You see someone with a neck tattoo, that means that they're a waitress or a coffee barista. If I go to a restaurant and the waitress doesn't have a neck tattoo, I know I can't afford to eat there. Also, I'm a huge sports fan, and I want to root for something New York, but I can't. I'm from Cleveland. I'm Indians, Browns, Cavs. So how do I show my love for New York? Only way I can, have to buy Brooklyn Dodgers gear. Anytime you see someone wearing a Brooklyn Dodgers cap, that dude is not from Brooklyn. That's just a sports fan who's a transplant from St. Louis, Milwaukee, or in my case, Cleveland, Ohio. Bodegas are an essential part of New York City. And if you like to drink beers, here's what you do. Just listen. The louder the bodega music, the cheaper the beer. Because of Bodegas, now I can no longer buy a can of soup without checking the expiration date. Okay, that concludes my guide on how to live in New York City. And I do have some bad news. Just last week, a law was passed saying that we're no longer allowed to take poops on the MTA, subway, or buses, which, I don't know, it's really gonna hurt me because that means now I have to start using my own toilets. And honestly, I'm really gonna miss the old New York.